started working on startups, I mean, even going to work for a startup, let's say that what year was that? That was like 2012, 2013. People were like, what are you doing? I received so many sort of like side eye, like just side eye, like weird looks, like you're crazy, you're giving up your career. And it's funny because all those same people now, 7, 8 years later are like, hey, I'm really burnt out on my career. How do I get involved in innovation? How do I go work with startups? How do I at least sprinkle that into my sort of daily schedule? I think people want variety. And so now that I think the tide has sort of changed, I think people have woken up to all the opportunities that are out there. So for me, I think success has, the more that I've taken risks and done things sort of off the beaten path, the more I've realized how rewarding those things are to me. And it's sort of empowered me and made me more confident about taking more risks. And the more risks that I take, I end up, I feel like, in a much better place for myself. I have always been very goal oriented, but I think that I've found myself in places achieving things that I didn't even know were possible because I'm willing to take risks. And I think in medicine, we're often taught to not take risks. We're very risk averse. We believe in stability. We think that things have to be done a certain way. There is a hierarchy. There's a certain amount of time you have to put into something in order to get somewhere. And I think the world is changing. I think people are realizing that there are multiple ways of doing things. And doctors don't necessarily just belong in the OR or in the clinic or in the hospital, but they belong in the boardroom, and they belong, in the CEO position, and they belong, as investors. And I think we have a lot of subject matter expertise that others don't have. So we make a really good counterpart to technologists who are developing interesting services and products. And so, there's a lot of opportunity for physicians. And now more than ever, I think it's so important for people to really understand what they truly want and go after that. And I think the medical training institutions have this culture of pushing people into academic medicine and making them feel like their worth is determined by a certain type of accomplishment. And if you leave that particular path, that you are somehow not doing the right thing or achieving the right thing.